Hello and welcome to the Musical History of, a channel bringing you music history from around the world. Be sure to subscribe to receive notifications about our latest new videos. Alright, let's get started. The Chicago Symphony Orchestra was founded in 1891 and quickly established itself as one of the leading orchestras in the United States, attracting world-renowned conductors and soloists, including Arturo Toscanini, Fritz Reiner, and Richard Strauss, among others. During World War I, the orchestra was in high demand for concerts and tours, both in the United States and Europe. In the 1920s, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra also made its first recordings, which helped to establish its reputation as one of the leading orchestras in the world. The Great Depression of the 1930s had a significant impact on the orchestra, with many musicians losing their jobs and the number of concerts and subscribers declining. However, the orchestra continued to perform, and in the 1930s and 1940s, it gained a new level of national and international recognition under the leadership of conductor Fritz Reiner. During this time, Reiner brought the orchestra to new heights of artistic excellence and increased its national and international profile through a number of high-profile concerts and tours. Under his leadership, the orchestra performed in many prestigious venues around the world and recorded many works, including the complete symphonies of Beethoven, Brahms, and Tchaikovsky, among others. This was a time of great musical growth and development for the orchestra, as it expanded its repertoire and explored new musical horizons. In the 1950s and 1960s, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra continued to flourish under the direction of conductors such as George Solti and Jean Martinon. During this time, the orchestra performed in many prestigious venues around the world and recorded many works, including the complete symphonies of Beethoven, Brahms, and Tchaikovsky, among others. In the late 1960s, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra also became the first American orchestra to tour the Soviet Union, and its performances were highly praised by audiences and critics alike. This was a significant moment in the history of the orchestra, as it showed the power of music to bring people together and promote understanding and cultural exchange. The 1970s and 1980s were a time of change for the orchestra, as it faced challenges such as rising costs and declining subscriptions. However, the orchestra continued to perform and tour, and in the 1980s, it welcomed a new conductor, George Solti, who led the ensemble to new heights of artistic excellence. Under Solti's leadership, the orchestra continued to perform at the highest level, with sold-out concerts, highly acclaimed recordings, and a commitment to education and community engagement. This was a time of great growth and development for the orchestra, as it expanded its repertoire and explored new musical horizons. In the 1990s and 2000s, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra continued to thrive, attracting top conductors and soloists from around the world. In 2000, the ensemble welcomed Riccardo Muti as its new music director, and under his leadership, the orchestra continued to perform at the highest level, with sold-out concerts, highly acclaimed recordings, and a commitment to education and community engagement. During this time, Muti further enhanced the orchestra's national and international profile through a number of high-profile concerts and tours, and he also continued the ensemble's commitment to education and community engagement through programs and initiatives that brought music to new audiences and inspired the next generation of musicians. Today, the Chicago Symphony Orchestra is considered one of the leading orchestras in the world, with a rich history of musical excellence and a commitment to artistic excellence, education, and community engagement. The ensemble continues to perform in its home city of Chicago, as well as on tour around the world, and it is regarded as one of the premier orchestras in the world. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, please let us know by clicking the like button, and if you're interested in learning more about music history around the world, be sure to subscribe to the Musical History of channel. Thanks.